Join me as I start a new coloring book tonight. This is Nightfall, illustrated by Maria Trolle, Trolle, and it's got lots of gorgeous floral and nature designs. It's a little different for me, so I'm looking forward to trying it out. I'm going to do my 20-minute color with me. See if we can get this nameplate page colored. See where we go. See how well it handles the fountain pennings and stuff like that. Oh, okay. Four. Getting too many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also see if I can, how much I feel the urge to stick to realism, if I can break my instincts with that. So far the paper feels good. Of course, this ink is a fairly standard ink, no shimmer, no sheen, not real wet. So nothing super challenging for this paper. But it's pretty. It feels nice. Some of the same flowers over here. When I do pages like this, like when I do Joanna Basford, it's not necessarily patterns like my mandalas, but it is something where I try to be like, okay, I'm going to do all of these elements the same way. So like all of these flowers the same color, all of the leaves of a certain kind the same color. I didn't say I would do all of the leaves the same color because leaves come in many colors, but I might do all of the leaves of a certain style the same color, or if they're associated with a particular plant, things like that. It's actually some of the best coverage I've gotten out of this particular ink on paper, so that's a plus. Look at the backside here in a minute, make sure it's not bleeding through. I don't think it will be. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this ink will be a test. Let's take a look. No, no bleed through. I do wish these designs were single-sided, but the paper is nice and thick. I really should have something in between here that I forgot. I will pay for that mistake potentially. Oops, I found more things that should be orange. Leave that pen here. Let's go back and grab that orange pen and fill in those little guys real quick. My Mango Mousse ink and my Tristan Sunset pen. One of my favorite pens. All of the little orange flowers. Okay. Any more of those buggers? I think that's it. Okay. Now, for the Cheshire Cat pen and ink, let's see. I think we'll do these flowers. It's this Gold Flex Nib. Real well going over these. Now, this will be the real challenge question. Did a little bit. Nothing that won't get colored when I color. Okay. Yep, definitely goes through just a little bit. It should be a little bit lighter touch. Such a pretty color. Good flower color. I know, I'm trying to break away from realism, but I'm talking about flower colors. We'll get there. I'm going to do this with a very light touch to minimize how much that ink leads through. Fortunately, this is just a very saturating ink and a very wet pen. Only so much I can do. It will just add color to the next character. That's what I'm looking for. I mean, it will add color, but it'll add character to the next design, the next page. I have a tendency to call all pages designs because I do so much mandala work. I guess in some ways they all are designs. Just trying to be very light touch and let natural flow coming off the nib do the majority of the work. Mm-hmm. Really is such a pretty color. Terrified to look at the back. Terrified, I tell you. Terrified. No, not really. It, no amount of bleed through ever be as bad as spilling a whole bunch of ink in the middle of a design, hoping the coloring you're going to do over that spot in the future will cover up the giant ink blob that was left behind. Mm-hmm. It's very, very detailed and slow here. Trying to be very meticulous. Controlled. Controlled is not always my strong suit, but I'm working on it as I cover over one of the little spots. As you also probably can't see what I'm doing because my hand's probably blocking the work. Turn it a little here. Should be better. Sometimes forget about that. The angle at which I'm recording versus the angle at which I'm coloring may make it hard to see that which I am doing. I don't know if that's any better, but maybe. The balance, because I feel like if I pull the camera too far out to make it farther, then you can't really see pretty details in the page. It just looks like a bunch of lines. But if I have it too close, my hand is right in the way. If you have any tips, I'd love to hear them. But I'm not buying more equipment. I already spent enough on tripods and stands and other things to try to get this recorded well. I'm also getting quiet because the sleepies are starting to kick in. This is so relaxing doing this. Very, 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 very relaxing. It's one of the most relaxing activities I do, honestly. I love to crochet and knit, but neither of them are nearly as relaxing as when I color. You would think with all of the variance around having to decide or not decide in my case what colors and all the other stuff, it wouldn't be so relaxing. But here we are, finding it relaxing, falling asleep in the middle of coloring. Let's see how bad that came across. Yeah, just a bit. Sure. As it wasn't. You can see the ink came through little bits over there, but it will color over. And when I do this, probably won't be seen at all. And it is what it is. It didn't come through on this page, which is really amazing, especially since I forgot to put sheet down. Next time. Let's see here. 9, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I know exactly where we're going to put this one. And then we got to go back into the purple real quick. We'll do this first. Do this through here because it can literally cover this entire part in a relatively quick time. I'm just going to go right over that font. And I like I'm doing a wash. I love these Fude nibs for something like this. It's just amazing how they cover the space. Just so easy. This one occasionally will get a little streaky, like you can see. That's not to do with the nib and has more to do with the glitter particles in the shimmer ink. See, there's a giant chunk of them right up at the top there. I mean, we'll see. I don't know if that was on camera, but that a bit of shimmer just kind of collecting towards the top of the pen. I'm just going to loosen that up and get my flow going back. I don't know if you can hear that scratching. Actually, not really scratchy. It's just me moving the pen super fast through this area. Getting really nice paintbrush-esque coverage. Getting some real dimension. The colors. There we go. Perfect. And go back. Okay. The spots that I realized that I should have done to begin with. Which are these little buds here. I call it purple, but it's magenta-y. Be pink or purple depending on your preferences, what you pair it with, etc. Another one down here. Little purple buds. Okay, there we go. Almost out of time. Did not get very far with this, but I had fun doing it. I'm going to keep working and we'll post a finished picture at some point, along with other finished pictures. But thanks for coming with me, and please like, subscribe, uh, find me on Twitch, find me on TikTok, and have a great night.